What's up, you guys? This is Josh Tongol, and I'm here in the Philippines. And what I wanted to do is that I just wanted to share my testimony a little bit of my journey of how I ended up here as a missionary. I think it'll encourage some of you guys. If some of you guys are wondering if God's calling you outside of your own country to do mission work and to share the love of Jesus Christ. I've been ministering among a lot of Koreans when I was in the States, Korean Americans, and Koreans are cool dudes. You know, just some of my closest friends are Korean, and was really blessed by a lot of Christians that I've met back there in the States. And but my heart was getting drawn towards the Filipino community, and so I was asking Lord, what's going on with that? I just started having a burden for my culture, and I remember I was watching all these revival videos that were happening at different places here in the Philippines, and just the burden started to just get heavier and heavier, just wanting to be used by God in the Philippines. And I would stay up to like 4 a.m., and then I'd be just like asking God, use me there, use me. I don't know anyone there really, Lord, and I don't know how it's going to happen, but just use me there. And it's crazy because, you don't have to beg God, just recognize He's good and He does want to use you. And there was a time, I think it was October 15 of 2007, so just 2 years ago. I remember I was in the Biola library just praying, and I was in between these book aisles, and I was sitting on a stool, and I remember I opened up the Bible to Psalm 2:8, where it says, "Ask of me, and I'll make the nations your inheritance." I remember I got down on my knees right away, and I was like, God, give me the Philippines, God. I remember right away, dude, I got these negative thoughts going in my mind, like, who do you think you are? You're just one person. I got really discouraged, but for some reason, there was this recorder that I had in my backpack, and there was this prophecy that was given to me by Elijah Kim, who's this revivalist. And I remember it was random. I didn't even know why I did. I just grabbed it. I just pressed play, and then I heard Elijah Kim's voice say, "Don't say you can't do that, but say, Lord, let it be done in my life." And then all of a sudden, dude, the faith just stirred up in my spirit, in my heart. And from that day forward, God started preparing me for the Philippines. And so it's crazy because I was like, okay, I'm going to test the waters. So I went to the Philippines in August to speak at a couple places and just to see, am I really ready for this? Because it is kind of like a different life. But for some reason, the moment I got back, it was like the first week of school at Biola. I heard the Lord say, you're going to go live in the Philippines in January, in 2009. And I was thinking, like, did I hear that right? You know what I'm saying? I was just there. And this is like immediately when I got back. And I was just tripping out because I was like, God, how is this going to work out? Because I'm going to graduate in May of 2009. So why are you telling me to go there in January? And so it wasn't making any sense to me. And I was saying, God, maybe you're telling me to go there and not finish school. And it's not a big deal. I was getting my master's at that time at the seminary. And I was like, God, because, you don't need a degree to make an impact, to change the world. And I'm not saying like education is not important, but there's just some people you could get the degree and not making any impact whatsoever, but yeah, so I'm all good with education, and I'm just going to clear that up, but just use it for the kingdom, but just make sure you're hearing God's voice. But I said, God, if this is from you, I'm going to start declaring that now, even though it doesn't make any sense. Right when I went back to school, which is the same week I got back from the Philippines, I just started declaring it, and so people are just like, so Josh, what you been up to? I'm like, well, I'm going to the Philippines in January. And I walk away, I'm like, what the heck did I just say? And that's how I was just like tripping out. And another person's like, Josh, what you been up to? And I'm sharing to them, I'm going to the Philippines in January. And I walk away from them, so I'm like, what the heck am I doing? I was trying to figure out how this is going to happen because I have a lot of units still. And to make a long story short, there were some people that it seemed unlikely for me to meet. And I was able to meet up with them, and they were in charge of my units, and I found out that my units were miscalculated. So my units were lowered, and some other things were happening that, cool things that happened that God did, and I was able to, it was possible for me to graduate at the end of the year, in December. And so this was happening, and I was telling some people, and I said, I don't know what I'm doing, just going forward. And I shared to someone about how I feel like God's calling me to the Philippines. I don't have a lot of money, and I don't have a place to live. And I met up with this guy, and the moment I said, because this guy's like, tell me your vision, tell me your plan. And I said, I'm going to the Philippines, and I don't know where I'm going to be, I don't know where I'm going to go, I don't know where I'm going to live. And right when I said that, he's like, I got you. I was like, what? He's like, I got you. I'll take care of your housing for a while. Like, what? He says, Josh, don't be surprised. God is full of surprises. And I literally just broke down on the spot, because that's a big deal. You know, someone taking care of my housing for a while. And then right after that, I felt the Lord saying, go to there in January, on January 12th. And I was like, January 12th? I was like, did I hear that right? You know, is that really God? And I was like, I don't want to go there in January 12th because my birthday is January 17th, and I'm probably not going to have a lot of friends to celebrate my birthday with me, you know. And so I was kind of trying to mess with that and think, you know, maybe I didn't really hear from God. And I was like, maybe I'll go the week before. I think it was maybe January 6th. I was trying to get a plane ticket with Korean Air. And I was like, I could probably make some friends in 2 weeks and celebrate my birthday. You know, I'm just being honest. I got a phone call from my friend. He's kind of like contacting the travel agent. And the moment that I saw my friend's name on the phone, and he was going to tell me info about the plane ticket, I knew something was up. And so when I picked up the phone, he's like, Josh, yeah, the discount that I was going to get you, it doesn't work until after January 11th. I was like, whatever, dude. And so I was like, okay, we'll stick with January 12th. And so as time went by, I was asking the Lord over and over again, just confirm it, God. I remember one morning I was still asking the Lord because it's such a big deal for me to leave, you know, my family here, the ministry here, my friends here, and just starting all over again from scratch. And that morning I went to a bookstore, and I was talking to this Korean dude, and he goes to another seminary. And then this other guy is just like listening in, this Caucasian brother. And then he says, did you say that you're going to the Philippines as a missionary in January? I said, yeah. He's like, I was a missionary in the Philippines for 6 years. I was like, okay. He's like, well, Josh, I went there when I was 27 years old. I was like, oh crap, dude, I'm 27. He says, I was also there as a single guy. I was like, yeah, unfortunately I'm single too, but yeah, I'm single. So, you know, I just felt like that was a confirmation from the Lord. I graduated in December of 2008, and I was able to get my master's, and now I'm here in the Philippines. Really trusted God here, you know, from coming here and not really knowing people, but then God connected me with some really awesome people here. Like, it had to be God, dude. And I've just been seeing a lot of things here, been sharing God's love, been seeing a lot of miracles happen on a regular basis here. It's just a blessing, you guys. You know what I love about the Filipino people is, like, we just had a typhoon a while ago, and it's crazy because you still look at them, they can still smile. You know what I'm saying? They're still learning how just to make the most of life. And but you know, we need a lot of help here. And what I want is just to ask you guys out there, just continue to pray for us here in the Philippines. Continue to pray for me. Everyone needs hope, dude. And there's a lot of poverty here. There's just a lot of stuff going on here where it breaks my heart. And never limit God and think that, you know, God doesn't want to use you. He wants to use you. And sometimes it just starts with a burden. You know, we don't have to make it too complicated. You have a burden on your heart that's probably from the Lord. Just do it. Just take a step of faith and just watch what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Just go for it and ask questions later in a way. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not like you're hearing something to do something bad. You know, just go for it, and then more revelation will come. He'll continue to guide you step by step, you know, and just keep trusting Him and just watch. You know, you'll see, because you don't want to just go to church. You know, there has to be more to life being a Christian, just reading your Bible and going to church. You know, you want to live out what you read in the Bible. So I hope you guys were blessed, and this is it for now. I'll catch you guys later, so stay tuned. I'll put up another vlog as soon as I can. So, alrighty guys, peace.